Okay, let's get into it. Some people work differently when the boss is watching. Remember what it was like in school? Those moments kind of right before class would start, before the teacher would walk in, how differently people would instantly react as soon as the teacher came through the door. Books get pulled out, everyone quiets down and stops talking. Everyone goes eyes front all of a sudden. There's a change when that kind of authority comes into the room, or even look at how much people slow down and how differently they drive when there's CHP on the road. The real test of character is not how we work when someone is watching, it's how we work when no one seems to notice. And that's where Peter's words here just get really practical. 1 Peter 2:18. Servants, be subject to your masters with all respect, not only to the good and the gentle, but also the unjust. Look, this passage is speaking to a world very different than ours. Peter is addressing household servants, many of whom lived with very little power or social status, and we can't flatten that out to be a simple kind of modern workplace comparison. And we also don't want to dismiss that there were unjust realities here in this ancient system. But there's kind of an underlying principle that Peter gives that I still think speaks clearly to work today. And he tells believers to live faithfully under authority, not only when that authority is kind and reasonable, but even when it's difficult. And that's hard. Um, it's easy to work well for a good boss, and it's easier to show respect when we feel respected. And it's easier to give our best when we're appreciated, treated fairly, and when we're encouraged. But Peter says, as Christians, our character is not only revealed in the ideal circumstances, it's revealed even more so when the situation is frustrating, when a leader is unreasonable, and even when culture is toxic. That's when the reality of our faith actually starts to shine. The Bible never gives employers permission to be harsh, unjust, or abusive. Peter is speaking to Christians who may not be able to control the environment they're in, and he tells them that even there, their lives can still honor God. That means work is never just work. The way that we work is part of our witness. Being a good employee is not just about productivity or doing the bare minimum so we don't get fired and get our paycheck. It's about integrity. Do we keep our word? Do we show respect? Are we able to bring peace into a workplace, or do we just feed the bitterness around us? Peter is pushing us to see that our faith belongs in the ordinary spaces of life, not just Sunday and not just in prayer and in worship, but also in meetings and emails, on job sites and classrooms, in our offices, with our schedules and our tasks, even the things that we'd rather avoid. If we follow Jesus, then your work becomes one of those key places where your faith takes shape. And ultimately, we are not working for human approval. We're living before God, and that perspective hopefully changes things. It doesn't make hard work easy, um, and it doesn't make unfair leadership bright, but maybe it gives dignity to a faithfulness that no one else might see. Respect authority where you can. Do what's right even when it's costly. And remember that quiet faithfulness in ordinary work can still point people to Jesus. Wherever you find yourself, God goes with you today.